Hey, what's up you guys, it's Dorothy and welcome back to my channel. In today's video we're going to go into chapter 104 of Lost by James Patterson. So let's get right into this video. This video may contain sensitive topics and foul language. If you do not wish to continue, I suggest you click off the video now. You have been warned. After the incident on the beach, it was a crazy few days. I was suspended while the FBI investigated the shooting. All the Russians had been armed, and the media painted law enforcement in the best possible light for a change. I remember the relief I felt when Alvin Teague walked back in to the scene with Hannah's daughter Josie. Marie was with them. She had been instrumental in protecting Josie and calming her down. Once she'd spoken Dutch to the girl, Josie realized she was safe. Teague had managed to cover the surveillance, help save the girl, and make it sound like a normal day in the Miami PD. Like I said, Smooth Jazz might have been a pompous ass, but he was one hell of a cop. I attended Hannah Greet's first court appearance. I was still suspended, but there was no law that said I couldn't follow the proceedings closely as a civilian. The judge was a former federal prosecutor named Alice Jackson, someone I hadn't dealt with. Someone I had dealt with a few times. She gave me a quick smile when I stepped into the back of the courtroom. Hannah looked much different in the simple tan correctional scrubs she wore to face the judge. Her public defender, Chad Lane, asked for bail. I thought Judge Jackson might laugh out loud. The judge looked over some paperwork and finally said, based on the crimes you're charged with, your lack of residency and your lack of ties to the community, there will be no bail at this time. Lane, a tall charmer in a cheap suit with a Florida Gator pin on his lapel, stood and said, if I personally vouched for my client, would that influence the court? Judge Jackson smiled and said, yes, it would. It would make me think you were a good attorney who really cared about his client. What about in regard to bond for Miss Greet? Don't be ridiculous. She's a citizen of the Netherlands who appears to have entered this country only for a criminal endeavor. In addition, the indictment details the deaths of 4 people smuggled into the port of Miami. The attorney hung his head. Judge Jackson said, good effort, counselor. I'd like to help out a fellow Gator, but I have no choice in the matter. Josie had been allowed to return to Amsterdam in the custody of her babysitter, Ty. When the hearing was over, I stood at the rail between public seats and the prosecutor's table. I said hello to the prosecutor and thanked her for her hard work. The deputy U.S. Marshal started to lead Hannah back to the holding cell. As they passed me, she looked up and said, thank you for letting us save my daughter. That's not what I expected after such a demanding investigation. Now I felt like the Amsterdam connection on the case was closed. That didn't mean we were done, though it did mean that Marie Meyer would be going back to Amsterdam accompanying Magda so she could be reunited with her brother Joseph. 3 days later, I found myself at the Miami International Airport with Steph Hall saying goodbye to Marie. Marie had been chatty on the way to the airport, updating me about what she'd been hearing from the kids. Even the children still at the facility in Amsterdam seemed to be adapting well, though Marie said they all asked about me. We were quiet a moment. I said, did this investigation work out the way you'd hoped? We broke up Hannah's smuggling group. That's all I wanted. I'm sure I'll go get onto the scent of another group soon. She looked at me closely. What about you? Did the case work out for you? I smiled. We saved some kids. That's all I ever want to think about. Marie and I stood close together near the gate while Steph spoke with Magda a dozen feet away. Marie surprised me when she hooked her finger around mine and leaned in closer. I hope this isn't a permanent goodbye, she said. I smiled. No way. Are they letting you stay on the task force? Looks like it. It's tough to discipline someone who the Miami Herald calls a hero cop. Why do you say it like that? You are a hero. I'm lucky, that's all. So many things could have gone wrong, or I should say even more wrong, but the FBI liked the press, so I'm still on the task force. Will you find another case connected to Amsterdam? Probably. I'll try. I'm glad. Then she surprised me again by taking my face in hers and kissing me long and deep. We stopped. The smiles on our faces said it all. That was it. There was nothing I could say that would top that kiss. The last call for boarding came over the speaker. Magda joined Marie, and they got on the plane. I turned to Steph, who was grinning at me, and said, we're just friends. I winked as I started walking. I could hear Steph snicker as she followed. That is the end of this chapter. I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.